Let's see what's going on here. Today is Friday. We are live here. Market's about to open in about a minute. We are right below previous day lows, and the overnight high was just kind of created a little while ago. So we are kind of in a range where we got to pay attention. However, we're not going to execute right here on the open because we are not opening right here at that overnight high, right? Let me just pull some stuff up here for myself. I did mention on Wednesday that I wasn't going to stream yesterday. I worked way too long on, what was it, Wednesday night. So didn't really end up getting a chance to get on the charts, get on the markets. But still here. This is the wrong account. We're on this account here. We're up 28.40 on the funded account. We're going to take a withdrawal today at some point. But maybe we'll have to wait till Monday to just see what kind of profit we make today and see what the withdrawal would be for us. Why is this not working? Because if I make a good amount today, then I'll add a little bit more to the withdrawal amount. If we don't take any trades, it's just kind of up to the day and how it's going. I might have to run in and out of the room real quick because my son's running around out there doing some stuff, but the market is open, so let's see what happens with what's going on here. We are above the VWAP. We're right at that 478.75 level that I mentioned here 2 days ago, right? I mentioned 325, 500 level as that downside target from this previous level here. We took this short on Wednesday, took it down. I said, you probably have room down to 700. I was off stream already by that point. Hit right off on 700, got some chop, pretty much closed the day, and then stuck around the overnight there. Then yesterday you got that flush right into that 500, and overnight we flushed due to some Israel, Iran explosions, right? We have some explosions in Iran that kind of shook the market a little bit, kind of gave them some uncertainty, but we rebounded, so nothing might have come of that information, right? Trading economics, looking at the calendar, today is Friday. You got Goolsby speaking later, but that's about it. This was a nice little short there through that previous day low. I just don't have that conviction on that setup right there, right off the jump. I don't. Yes, Jofi. Hopefully everything goes well for you. I got you, homie. Alrighty. So market moving downside. Microsoft opening and pushing down below 403. We flushed that 412 level that I was talking about. It acted as support for a little while and then flushed right through yesterday. Tried to recover it. Failed 412 and now rotated down into that 402, that 400 level. So let's see if Microsoft holds those lows or if it's going to bounce. NVIDIA catching a little bit of a bounce here at that overnight low. The pre-market low. Pre-market support level is 831.20, give or take. It just flushed that level and is looking to kind of pop back up. Yesterday's resistance, the low of this little consolidation on NVIDIA would be 843.50. So a little 10 points, $10 away. We're just going to kind of be cautious. It is Friday. I'm not trying to, kill myself on a crazy trade. I want to let this thing settle in some, because if we do hold above that 480, where we're at right now, hold this 480 level, that's a key line in the sand for me. And then we start to recover previous day low, overnight high. I'm going to start watching those levels as possible opportunity zones, but I need to see my setup come in. I can't just hammer in a short here at the overnight high and expect it to just work right out and not get run over, right? So a lot of what we had yesterday, the close of yesterday was pretty much the low of yesterday, right? I put that as previous day low. If we don't consider that the previous day low, on the close, then we'll consider 17,522. So there's that range that you have there that you could consider an area that would be important, right? This whole consolidation here is going to run you into some resistance. So that's what I'm just going to be mindful of. As I mentioned, it is Friday. We done pretty well in the week. We didn't trade yesterday. Oh, still got that. Didn't trade yesterday. I didn't have a chance to get on the charts. Pretty much slept and worked. So we're going to be watching, waiting, being patient, letting to see what's going to kind of come in here. If we're going to get any sort of divergences, whatnot. I know it's just a wait and see, right? Like I said, the Israel thing, Iran, a lot of that information came in overnight. Then you recovered it pretty much without much issue, all the way down at, it didn't quite make it to the next level. My next level was 162, but it hit off on 180, 181. So, I mean, it did get pretty close to bouncing off that next downside move. I do think we have recovery up if we do come back up into that 17,680 level. That would be upside targets, 680 down, 630, maybe 600. There is a little bit of a range, but we are in that downtrend, pretty heavy market. So if it's going to be a continuation day for the week, if we roll through where we're at now, start to get through VWAP, some of these other key levels down here might play a role, but this could hold here as well. Prices dancing around. Not a lot of crazy ideas yet. You can see we're dead center of opening range. The Russell is... Where are we at? For some reason, that's Russell's upside. S&P's is on the higher end of the opening range. And NQ is sitting on the bottom end. So if we get the divergence that we're kind of thinking here, you kind of flush this low, get some sort of pop in it, get above that that opening range high, and you start to rotate up through 500. This could be that Friday rally, right? Get above previous day low, hold above previous day low. If you get above it, fail it, get above the high again of the day, you might have yourself a continuation, but you also could start to sell off through here like we just did. So I don't have a real entry point right now because we're just a little bit a ways away from where I wanted to enter. Overnight high is really more of an A plus setup for me. Previous day low here is good, but and it was a kind of a flush point as well for the overnight session. So it's going to be an interesting point of entry, but I would like to get a divergence at it. I don't want to just tickle it and then fade off. That's just not a good trade for me. Not able to limit my risk. Sorry about the sniffles. We got my gotta get my espresso on here. I am gonna set up a Wednesday. We had the 50 viewer mark. We hit off on it quite nicely. If we get close again to it today, I did mention we are going to do the giveaway. Going to set up a landing page and set up some of the rules come later. I want to just make sure I focus on my trades today, or at least the areas of execution or what I want to see before I decide to set that all up. So don't be nervous. I promise. I said I was going to do the giveaway thing. I'm going to still do it. I just got to set up the landing page and get everything ready so you can feel a little bit more confident that everybody's getting a fair shake at it, right? So just give me a little while. Let me do my trading thing, and we're going to get some levels, some values here, and then we're going to go from there. We are failing below that 478. That's up here. The 478 level was my key level longer term. That was my downside target from, I don't know, where were we at? This was February. Yeah, pretty much February lows that I was interested in. Not the flush low, because the flush low down at the bottom here is that 180, 200 level. We could push down into 400, so we will watch that level as well. I do like the idea of a possible recovery today because of Friday. Trading has been kind of, I don't know, not like reversals, but it's tend to kind of just get in a direction and go on the day. Right now it seems like it's short. It's leaving that opening range high at the high, right? You can see that right here. That level right there, opening range high. We broke down through opening range low. There is some support here that we are flushing through. We have some room down to VWAP also, but the Russell is absolutely pumping right now. Got through the high, overnight high, trying to get through. Well, I guess that wouldn't be the overnight high. It just got through it, and then yesterday's previous day low is already through. So potentially, if the Russell is going to lead us upside, then we'll see what happens. But the small caps are acting a lot better than these Mag 7 names. Heavier tilt to the downside, 70-71%. Nvidia is rolling over. I'm not too worried about let's see, Microsoft. No data on that. There we go. Microsoft opened and kind of just sitting right where it's not flushing heavy. It pushed up, popped upside, came back down, sitting right around that 403 level. It needs to pick a direction before we decide to pick a direction, I think. Nvidia, I know it seems like the market's heavy. We did crack through this trend line. We're approaching VWAP, so we're going to just be... I got to turn this fan off. Give me a second. It's annoying. Sometimes this fan makes an annoying noise, and it just bugs me in the background. So yesterday was plenty of opportunity to make some money. I know some people had a rough go at it, but it just kind of really, you needed patience on the day. I'm going to let this thing do its thing a little bit, but if you look at yesterday, you got some nice clean moves off the open, right? Came in to the bottom, bounced, gave a higher low. You could play along through here. I wasn't really in anything because I was not here, so I really wasn't eyeballing what the levels are looking like. You start to get this kind of set up towards a key level, right? Then you get a false breakout above looking to fail that high. You can rotate that back to the downside, which is kind of what you see here. That's what I would be looking for today, but at that overnight high, if we're going to get a continuation downside. If we're going to get a pop to the high side, sort of how I played on Wednesday, I would like to play the previous day low to the overnight high, right? That would be a nice little, at least, a confident trade to just take that push through. Even if we're going to fail and rotate down, you could still capture a little bit of that move there and then kind of rotate back down once we rotate through and down from the overnight high. I'm just kind of interested in this pushing higher just because that Russell was acting so strong. And I think some of the small cap names have been leading up this week. So, if it's going upside, then we may get some follow through, but it's kind of just bouncing around as far as there's a little bit of whip action. You can see pushing up, getting a little stronger on the delta. Looks like some buyers are in on the bottom here. You got a bunch of 10 lots filling, people trying to fill this long here below this level. If I can get above this previous day low, I'm going to be watching it. I'm not going to go first break of it, but I am going to be watching it. Now, you could see that price sped up right into the bottom of this breakdown point. Like I said, overall, I'm trying to be as patient as possible when it comes to executions around only my levels, right? I only want to execute around these overnight high, previous day lows, previous day highs, overnight lows, and then some really major key levels that I am interested in, right? Right here at this 78 level is interesting to me. It is a key longer term level, and if it does hold above it, I do feel like we do get some sort of bounce from here. But I don't want to trade that level specifically at the moment. I don't find it as an A-plus type setup right now. But like I said, if we hold above this 80 and start to rotate through the previous day low, I would be interested to see if it will continue on to the upside because we have held that level there. So I'll show you on my NQ chart, my longer term NQ. Right there, this is the level I'm talking about, that 478 level. 480. This right here, this is a key level for me longer term. Last night it kind of broke down, popped up to it, held, bounced bounced, failure. So now if we get a break back above, like I said, probably above that previous day low, you're going to start to see some sort of buying pressure come into this. I think, I don't think it's going to be immediate. I think you might run into some resistance up here, but anything above this yellow line, I'm going to start to consider a bullish level to bounce. Anything where it holds below this yellow line, that's where I want to start to see flushes. So that's what I'm looking for when it comes to that level. So I do want to watch for my normal setup, right? That delta divergence, push up, heavy tilt to the high side type failure of that level, and then come back down. But if we get good tilt, good congruence with the delta, everything's acting in our favor here. Like a quick break of the previous day low, you come back down, you try to break it again. That's a second time through. I potentially would like to see that, right? Once, twice. This took 3 times for it to get through. So maybe that third touch, once, twice, that third touch, we could possibly get that move that we got here straight to that overnight high and then just capitalize on that, right? That's what I'm looking to do for that level. So previous day low right now, just based on Fridays, based on being above that 478 level, being above VWAP, I am just going to be watching this previous day low, seeing what we can do, see what kind of divergences we get, see if Russell keeps staying strong, if S&P stays strong. You just wicked off that opening range high. Nothing to trade yet, but when we do, I will let you know. I'll alert you. NASDAQ still holding above that level. NVIDIA pushing high side. I'm going to put Microsoft back up there so I can see it. I like to see Microsoft push itself back above 405. Once it gets above 405, the next key level is 406.18. If it can get and hold above 418, then the rotation to 410 probably comes. I don't know if it comes today, but it's a chance that if it does become a trend type day in these equities, indexes, the futures, then potentially you do see that continuation. But like I said, that Russell was leading us upside. If these other names want to catch up, if that's going to be the leader, then we do probably get a break back into yesterday's range. Yesterday's range. Not that we're going to cancel the whole thing out, but potentially look up into that 600, 700 areas. That's just my thought process on what today could bring. If it doesn't bring it, doesn't bring it. Like I said, I like this break above here. I want to push back down, or I want to close above and then rotate down through. But I like this to go long through to the overnight high and then potentially look to fade that overnight high. But we got to watch the S&Ps as well. If it fails it and then doesn't want to break it, then we're going to have a hard time. We're going to have a better chance of fading and pushing into our delta divergence setup, right? So watch our delta here. See if it sets up. I'm watching that previous day low level. You can see that's a nice whippy topping candle type action. If it gets and holds below that 500, then it might be interesting to see what happens there as well. So I do want to see this action here. We push down below, maybe get into this area here. That's 495. And then if we crack above 510 again, then possible longs to that overnight high. If this is just going to be a immediate rejection, I still couldn't take that short. So, we're going to watch, see what happens here. If it fades and pushes back up, then we're going to watch our delta. So right here, our key levels here is 510 and 517. So 510 and 517, we're going to watch this zone right here. And I'm going to watch the delta. We're back into the opening range, which may just reject us. So this doesn't even give us, even if we were considering our normal short, that didn't quite give us the setup that I want for my normal short, right? This big selling pressure off of here, nice little delta candle, kind of just telling me that it does still have that downside pressure from that previous day low, holding below that level that we were talking about, that 478. Right here, right now, is that 478 level. So if it holds this, rotates back up, watch it. If it doesn't, and it just flushes it, bearishness come in, then you're in good shape there as well. So I need that second touch for my A+ setup, and I can't just do it, right? And today, for some odd reason, I feel that bullishness comes in, and we get to that push up to that overnight high. but it's all relative compared to, you know, you got to watch the S&Ps, see if the S&Ps will break and hold, or if it's going to give you a failure as well. But right now, it looks like it wants to fail at 78. It's failed 70, kind of cracking through this trend line again. We're going to watch and be mindful of it. It could just be a choppy kind of day, too. We're kind of waiting for that Iran news. The anxieties ease. Reports that Israel launched a retaliatory strike against Iran provoked a panic response in the global markets overnight as stock futures and treasury yields tumbled while crude oil prices surged. Markets have since reversed most of these moves as expectations for further escalation between the two bitter geopolitical rivals have waned. So we do have some easing in that thought process. But if we get another, news break saying, hey, there's another explosion, another attack, watch for this thing to just melt off and just be ready for it. I am watching this bounce from this area. NVIDIA and Microsoft both kind of just chopping around today so far. I'm going to see what Apple's doing real quick, even though it's kind of been a moot point. Apple kind of has just been disconnected from these two. A little selling pressure in Apple, down below 168. Obviously, from yesterday, we held below there, so down into 165. 164.56 is the low pre-market. I don't have very many levels down here for Apple, so I think there is some concern for Apple to kind of continue to just be heavy and just beaten down. But if you're a longer term player, I would start to, it's a good company, it's possible to just buy it up. I'm sure people are cost averaging on the way down here. We are 60% short in tilt. Delta is acting pretty strong to the downside. Price is looking to get through this low of the day here. Low of the day break could give you that whippy action. If you get a higher low here, then maybe our play comes in. But this short here, like I said, I couldn't take the short even if I was looking for it because I need that secondary confirmation for my A+ setup. Or like at least if I think that this is going to melt like how it did just here, or if I thought it was going to go roll all the way to VWAP and beyond, I usually wait for a little bit more of this type of action here. I want price to start to get up higher, start to kind of tighten up in a wedge, look to manipulate over the top, and then set my stops here and give myself a chance to be able to pretty much limit my entire risk. Here, there's a good chance that if you wick off, come right back in, there's a chance that you come right back, try to wick that high again. So I do not like that for myself as a setup to go short right off the jump. But it is a good, obviously you can see it played out nicely. Just didn't set up quite perfectly for me. If VWAP holds in the S&Ps, then you could expect a bounce. If VWAP cracks, then I think NQ gets down into VWAP, and then we have to pay attention to it. We have to pay attention down into these areas here. I want to watch this zone. That's an area I'm interested in there. Not for any executions, but I'm just interested in it. I want to see what happens around this zone. I'm going to kind of mind it, keep it in my sights. We flushed the low of the day and immediately rejected. You could see we bounced right off of VWAP here on the S&Ps. What's the Russell doing? The Russell looks like it's still pushing straight up to the upside. So I think this could be a manipulation here. And that third touch, 1, 2, 3, gives us the chance to take that break to the overnight high. I'll get really tight with my stop. And then if I'm going to play my normal divergence fade, if I get stopped out, I'm going to look to rotate it the other direction. We'll put the bull out there so we can see him. Maybe he'll be able to give us a little bullishness in this market. Get us some follow through on that idea that we have. NVIDIA looking to try to get up that 840, not really successful. And Microsoft still pushing on the lows down here at 402.63. This to me isn't executable at the moment. I want to get above here. Something like that. And then be stopped below 500. If we get that, kind of be quick with it. As I mentioned, if you are somebody who likes to cheat on those longs, a bounce play coming in here off VWAP from on the S&Ps, didn't quite make VWAP here. You wicked the bottom, getting back above this 480, probably a key level here. Can give yourself, depending on your risk tolerance, your size, if you wanted to risk down the VWAP, it's potentially okay from here, but I would just be cautious on it. That's why I don't play until I get the break, because I want to see this thing go my way and go my way fast. In here, I still expect some chop, but the S&P pushing up. Russell still pushing high side. I think if we do get through this opening range high again, then we leave this bottom and we probably never see that bottom again. That's the only reason I would that's why I am considering the long through here instead of the short. My normal setup is fading these previous day lows or overnight highs. However, I think we could get through the previous day low and into that overnight high, and then we have to make a decision on what's going to happen at that overnight high. Especially because the S&Ps have gotten to their overnight high and wicked the overnight high. We only got to previous day lows on the NQ, so we definitely have a little bit of a leader here in the S&Ps as far as a chance to get high side on us. Microsoft, if they can recover this 403.62, you might catch a bit in that, and then NVIDIA probably just follows whatever happens here. But if we fail this and we rotate down, then just the continuation is on. I don't know what happened with this VWAP here on the S&Ps, but it just moved again. So let's see what it looks like on the 5. I gotta just be careful with this. There we go. Some of the functionality of Top Step X still is a little bit off. I am aware of it. I could tell that, some of the VWAP stuff. Not 1 second, 1 minute. Is interesting, right? We were just above VWAP, now we're below VWAP, right? Like things like that. So it's moving. It's kind of a little. It's as I scroll back to the beginning of the day, it adjusts, right? You can see it's adjusting with the day, which I don't like. I do use my VWAP level here that I have on AMP. It's pretty solid. I've never had an issue with the AMP VWAP. So I am going to just watch it. Russell just straight upside. There's not a lot of people hitting the ask on the Russell, so it seems like everything wants to push upside. I do have that order out there for a long through the previous day low. NVIDIA catching a little bit of a bid. I think Microsoft just pushed downside to maybe grab some liquidity. Let's see if this last little push down is either going to be a break of the low or if it's going to be a liquidity grab pop to the high side. It's kind of something I'm going to be watching. As far as Confluence is concerned, tilt's only 51% long, telling me that we'll probably continue on to the upside. I may get wicked out and then run over. It is what it is. However, I do like the risk on it to be just below 500, give myself about 10 points, and be able to just catch that volume break of the high. That's really what I'm looking for. But if I get a delta divergence up there, right, something like that, then we're going to look to flip right back to our short, and that'll be a good confirmation that short comes into play there. But right now, S&P holding above opening range, Russell pushing up through highs of the day, and NASDAQ, you can see right here, we're just sitting right at the base of the opening range low. So whatever leads us today, it does seem like the Russell wants to pull us high side. It does seem like the S&Ps wants to follow it up. It's just not quite the NQ doesn't want to catch up yet, but I do like it to the overnight high at least, which is pretty much right pre-market was when we made those. I did say that 478 is bullish above. It's got a hold above it and bearish down below it. So, but if I was going to short this level, it couldn't be this area by VWAP. It'd have to be below it. So that's where I'm at as far as shorting that 78 level. It looks like Microsoft's staying heavy. Nvidia couldn't break through the highs. Hopefully everybody had a good day yesterday. Was able to capitalize on the markets kind of melting off on you. There was some good opportunity out there. We just need today to be cautious. It is a Friday. Fridays tend to be tough days for some traders, for myself included. I tend to want to force things in early. Even though things have moved, there really hasn't been an opportunity for me to maximize my ability to limit my risk. So just kind of, I have that stop market up there just in case markets just want to blow through the top. It's out there. I'm going to probably take it off if we start to push down into the VWAP area anymore. But if we can get back above 78, I think I get filled on this and I could take this to that 17,553, potentially up through it even. But that would just be anything over that would be gravy for me. And then I could watch for my overnight high fade, delta divergence. You are getting this little wedge here. Right? Higher low, higher low, higher low. Kind of wedging here a bit. You break through this level. This 474, you can see the volume node there. My level's at 478. Anything above that pushes us through. I think if you get through this overnight high on the S&Ps, watch the NQ to try and catch up. Because Microsoft just could have bounced off of 402.25. It's another helpful little bit of information. Russell popping. Delta just also doing the same thing that price is doing here. You see these wicks, right? Wick. It's really that level there. To me, that would be a good spot for a hold. That's just going to be there. Don't mind it. I just have it out there for a visual purpose. Could be the crack here. Look to rotate down. Just got to be cautious on this. Everything's still holding that opening range low here. I would love, in theory, a crack of this either direction gives you a little bit of follow through. For me, like I said, I'm not in an area where I could execute. I'm not near my zones. I'm not near any sort of levels that I like to play on a day-to-day basis that limits my risk. So if it does crack this low and just melt off all the way down, then, it is what it is. That is a nice little kind of wedge at a key support level here. I think if we crack here, you could push into that purple zone. So if you are somebody that plays just, little wedge breaks, you have to be careful of VWAP here. You might flush that VWAP into that purple zone, but, just kind of be mindful of it. If it's going to hold this wedge and rotate higher, then our plan will kind of come into play. But really, I'm not looking to play this wedge because it's just a little bit of ways away from my levels. They break in either way and hold probably gives you some follow through here. SMCI is down 10%, huh? SMCI. Wow. What about AMD then? Because that means that NVIDIA is relatively strong. If the SMCI is down so much, the SOXL sector in general is kind of chopping around. AMD is a little bit heavier than NVIDIA. So NVIDIA in the sector in general is a bit stronger than the other names. If SMCI is just going to drag down these other names, then maybe NVIDIA goes. And then if NVIDIA goes, then the market has a good reason to go as well. Just seems like that's obviously it's been the leader, right? NVIDIA's been the leader for so long that we just got to kind of pay a lot of attention to what it does, which direction it decides to take its trend in. It has closed its little, there's a little gap down, but it hasn't quite closed to the gap to the open. It still could get up to 846, I think, before it decides that it wants to sell off. You kind of see lower high, lower high, lower high. You got this basing pattern here at the bottom. Is it going to hold this support level, right, from this pre-market level here? Or is it going to become a flush point, push down into that purple zone? And then once you start getting sellers to come in on a Friday, the trend could be on, right? We've left the overnight high at the high still, which is that pre-market high, right? Pretty much right before market opened, 7:30, an hour early. You've just been drifting downside. You got a little bit of pop, sold back off from that previous day low. The reason I want that long through that previous day low is purely based on a sort of a momentum play through there to the overnight high. Like, not looking for a huge breakout, trend idea, but I do think that if this level fails, if this 78, this 80 level fails, it's going to act as some strong support to push us upside. That's why that order's out there. And also because I just can't play around in this middle of the zone. So if I have that out there, it still kind of keeps me from just hammering into a short through the low here and then only being able to catch a little piece of that, but also potentially get manipulated into a short, and then it goes long on the day, right? So I am watching. Microsoft caught that nice bounce off of 402. NVIDIA still hasn't sold off while SMCI is down 10%. So relatively strong in its sector, which also gives this NQ some strength. I don't know if Apple's holding or it's still rolling over. Apple's caught a little bit of a bottom here at 165.36. It does have pre-market lows a little bit of ways away, but the close of that candle is 165.20-ish. So if it flushes that, then continue downside for Apple. But I don't, I'm not trading Apple. It's beaten down, it's beat up. I don't think a lot of people, I feel like money flows are out of Apple. If it continues down, then NVIDIA may continue upside too, because it seems like that divergence has played out pretty nicely over the course of the last few months. Money flowing out of Apple and into NVIDIA. This wedging pattern is just super tight. Broke it. Recovered it. So a failed breakdown once, twice. Holding the top end of that wedge. If you, like I said, if you get back above that opening range low, that's where the potential rotation comes in. Anything where you start to break above the high of the opening range after you've already failed it once, that gives me more confidence in the long as well. This short, it does feel super heavy, right? This short feels like it wants to come into play, but also at the same time, when the way the market manipulates, especially the NQ, if it seems like the easy trade is to go short. So potentially the max pain on the day, based on how short the market's been all week, is a long. And I feel like market makers want to give you, the way they make money is to push out max pain all day, right? So if you're going to be on that side of it, if you think it's going to be short, if the majority of us on the retail side want to be short, then they want to push this thing high side. And if you could capitalize on the thought process of what they're trying to do with it, right, then maybe potentially you could catch this same sort of idea, right? But like I said, if it could get just heavy and just continue to melt off, and then people just panic sell and they can make a ton of money on panic sells. But there's a long way to that overnight low from here. So I don't have a great entry point. I would have needed to enter short at that overnight low, previous day low, without a setup. So that's really where I'm at right now with not having any sort of setup for a short. But it does look heavy. I apologize for the sniffles if I have them. I don't know what happened. It's the air conditioning from overnight or whatever, but just started to catch it. NVIDIA just started to catch up to SMCI. It gave you a little bit of sell-off. Microsoft broke through 402, so the heaviness is kind of on. That's the pre-market low support right here. Is that app that Microsoft's sitting on. It looks like the market's getting heavy. I don't have any breaking news here. Latest live markets. The Dow Jones is up, SPX is down, and the composite is down as well. Hopefully you're able to kind of just be in here and understand the ability to avoid some of this noise to help you stay out. I mean, maybe if you get a short in here, if that was your play, then hopefully it plays out for you. Hopefully I never get anywhere near being filled if you're a short. If you are short and this is not a manipulation off the VWAP, off of bounce, then just be cautious, right? Because like I said, this is that's potentially what they're looking to do. But that was a nice little move to VWAP there. You know, you caught that. That's $600 right off that short there. But I don't know if follow through comes in. That's the question of the day. Does it follow through or does it bounce again? Right? Gets through this zone, manipulates you, gets you involved short, then max pain long, max pain long, max pain long. That's the idea for me. Only because my level's up here and I don't have any other confluences down at this zone. What I mentioned before was that 78 level was my key level, right? Like 78 quarter, 78, 80, up to 80, that zone. We came right back into it and failed it again. I just don't have that as an entry point for myself. It is a great level for me to watch. It's just not something that I was executing around based on the overnight levels. Could have, right? Because it's holding below there. And I said anything below there is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. So right now we are looking at heaviness NVIDIA. NVIDIA just looking to crack low of the day here. Microsoft's same deal. NASDAQ holding VWAP. S&P's breaking through VWAP. You can see this heavy delta sitting right on top of VWAP. If you get that crack of the VWAP, flush could go to, I mean, there's some support here, but let's call it down even into the value area low of 390 even. Russell giving back some from the top, so that, you know, helping this downside push some. But S&P is rejecting their opening range low. I feel like a lot of these bids are getting strong, right? You can see strong when it does catch the bid, you're getting some good delta push. So if it starts to catch the bid and starts to run up, you might get some quality delta candles. You might get a really good push just based on how I feel it. If it's just going to grind downside, then we don't get any trades today unless we get all the way down into 17,180. 17,200, you know, that area. I could get a divergence play, mean reversion down back to VWAP. That would be my ideal play there. I would like that to be a thing. NVIDIA wicked the low of the day, trying to hold it at 830.40, but if it goes, we do have some downside pressure on NVIDIA we have down into what I consider the 804 level for the next level of interest. Yeah, 804 would be the next real level of support for NVIDIA if it breaks through the lows. Maybe 820 gives you a little bit of resistance, but not much, I don't think. Because if it catches that heaviness, then I think down to 804 NVIDIA goes. Microsoft still at 401. Could just be a continuation short from, So last week I was talking about, sorry, I'm just kind of fixing myself up here. Last week I was talking about a seller. I'm going to get up in my NQ so it's easier to see. 30 minutes. I got to go back to my stream. I got to see exactly what day it was when we were talking about a huge seller starting to come in here. On the time and sales, you were able to see it. I want to say it was around that 300 level, right when that Israel threatens retaliation. That right there, I'm going to show you on my chart here. I'm going to pop that up, right? You can see I typed in that Israel threatening retaliation level there. I'm not sure if it was that day or the day before, but I was mentioning, all right, we were stuck in this consolidation. I talked about the low here. We popped in. Inflation came in higher. We stayed in that range. And then one of these days, I forget exactly which level it was, but I was mentioning we were pop above. I want to say it was 200. So this 200 level, somewhere around here, maybe into that 300 level. I was seeing price getting filled at 250 lots at a time. Like on the time of sales, the size was getting filled at 250, and then 100, and then 300. Based they sized in all the way up into like that 320 area. Once that started to sell off, I mean, you weren't seeing many fills as far as big size coming off the books. So somebody knew something to play this short from up here, and they had a good 1,000 lots on. So if you have 1,000 lots on at 300, and you're kind of just shedding this as you go, or you were positioning for a big short, that's millions of dollars of short, right? So that's just something that you got to kind of consider. If you start to see 200, 300, 500 lots getting into these times and sales, right? That means there's somebody really big getting filled on these areas, and they were just getting filled at those sizes, right? 250, 100. At a key level where people were trying to play a breakout, they were trying to fade it down. So this move wasn't not anticipated, right? This short, people were thinking that it's coming in. I was thinking it was coming a little earlier. I was trying to time it up here somewhere, but we are intraday traders, right? So we're just trying to maximize our ability to take advantage of this trend on a day-to-day basis, right? So now that we are trending downside, it is a bit more of a straight flush, right? We had this channel, we expanded out of it, we held the low. This channel is no longer valid, so I could delete it, right? But it is something to just kind of eyeball and see that we've now broken down, and we're starting to get that really strong heaviness down to the downside. So that also could lead to like a capitulatory bottom, short squeeze, push upside as well. So just, we got to be cautious on those types of plays. It's just something I wanted to mention to you guys, because it was something I noticed that day and I was talking it out. I said, I want to be short because I see this huge seller coming in, sizing in. I know that those guys can size in up pretty big, right? They could cost average up. If their plan is to short, they will dollar cost average all the way up. So I'm thinking that it was around that 200 level that we saw that. So it's very interesting to see that level play. So I did mention this purple zone here. I was interested in that kind of coming into play. It did make sense that price would get drawn into here, as it was a breakout point and also support. Right now, I'm going to just cancel this stop market order because I don't believe that at the moment we're going to be involved in that. That was the right play if price would have done this, wicked the low, came back up, held above 78, 80, and then continued on. Once we invalidated that idea, push to the downside, then that's no longer valid, right? If we start to creep back up there again, then maybe, right? Because then now this is grabbing a lot of liquidity here at this purple zone, pushing us back up, getting back above 78. You know, all that could get us that little tiny pop up into that resistance, and that's all I would look for. But right now, I didn't have a setup here. I did mention if this wedge cracks in any direction, then it probably will give you a little bit of a move. You know, I don't know about how much follow through it's going to give you today, but you know, hopefully you played that short if you were looking for that crack. I just couldn't do it because it wasn't around my level that I needed to be at, right? So that's just what I'm looking at. You know, you can see how this is kind of a grinding move to the downside. Nothing that you could see when I execute my trades. If you go back on any of my YouTube videos, if you go back and watch some of my old streams, any of those shorts that I post, I could post those shorts because my trades last, you know, a minute or a couple minutes, right? Because the move I look for is something like this, right? A nice hard initial push or a break that just goes in my direction and I can trail it. Now, this kind of move here, this grinding price action doesn't provide me the opportunity to play my strategy. But for you, if this is something that you play that break of a wedge, break of a level, you know, it's holding. You could say that price is going to push into this purple zone. You know, maybe now that we're below VWAP, potentially look to see if this breaks, right? This is a support. There's a nice big push down. You could push into the low here at 348, and then potentially if this gets heavy, this market could get ugly and push down into this low here. So I would watch that as well for this market. You're starting to see lots of size getting filled on the shorts here. 44, 30, 40, 30. So big lots getting filled right here below this low. Average around like 80, 85. So there is some decent shorts getting filled here. They're either getting stopped out or they're getting stopped in. Or they're marketing in. I don't know. Overall, no trades for me. I'm still just sitting on my hands. It is Capital Preservation Friday, as they say on Top Step TV. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, I would get in trouble. You know, over the last 2 weeks, I've only traded Monday through Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday make good money. Thursday didn't trade the last 2 weeks. Friday didn't trade the last 2 weeks. Today, we're looking to see if we can find something to execute on. But you can see the power of just not executing in zones that don't matter to you, and the effect that has on your profit, you know, curve and all that stuff. So really just waiting to see what I could get out of this. If it does give me a bounce from here, if we can get up into that area there, I'll look to maybe short it from here again, or if our idea comes into play where that long break of that level comes in. I just wanted to see this. If we would have opened down here, I would have really looked this long. I would have liked this long, right? I like the way exactly how this acted. I'm not up looking to trade this at 9 o'clock at night. I do think that there is a max pain point, and I don't think it's the downside. I do think it's upside. So that's where I think that we could see things happen. But Fridays have also been continuation plays. So if it does continue on, sorry. S&P's is at a key level. Obviously, we're at a level that I expected to have some chop. This is an area of interest, right? That purple zone. The reason I drew it up for you guys while we were sitting here is, you know, I noticed this is a consolidation area from that pre-market levels, right before midnight. You started to get this chop. You got the breakout, started to push back into yesterday's lows. That tensions between Israel and Iran started to ease. You didn't get a lot of that continued war action, right? So, it ground back up. You didn't get any more news, which canceled out that news, right? So, realistically, this is why price did what it did. You got that news around this time, right? Whatever time that is, 6:45-ish. You were basing around that low, could have possibly pushed up a little higher, because we wanted this level to come into play, but we wanted it to come in play today. You get that news saying that explosions are heard in Iran, right? You get that, and now you get that panic sell kind of, oh gosh, we're going to get to war melt, right? Price gets all the way down here, kind of capitulates down to 200, and then says, nope. Have we heard anything new? No. Have we heard anything new? No. So you get that news, big sell to that key level 200, start to come back. There's no new news from that first explosion. So you start to roll back up. You get around midnight Central Time. Still no news. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You got some European Opens coming up. Okay, we open up. There's nothing still going on, so those tensions are reprieved, and then you just cancel out that entire move that you got from that initial explosion, right? So you could price that in, say, okay, it was priced in, and now it's gone. And now we're going to get the true, real selling that we probably would have got today, right? Anyway, this little move here, now that you've canceled out the news reason for the breakdown, right? So this could have been just that panic. We were going to probably stay up here and kind of consolidate and then go today. But that came back, retested it, came back and cleaned up all of that movement, and now we're pushing back downside. And as I mentioned, Fridays tend to be trending kind of days, so could just continue to push. Like I said, I did kind of think that a max pain position would be pushing us up a little bit long, and because these shorts are all in the money so deep from that point where I was mentioning that 18,200 level, big move down, base, another leg down, base. Now we're kind of into that secondary leg down, and this doesn't give me any opportunity to get short, right? It's not big pullbacks, it's just a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. Now you're getting some more moves down. It's just it's slowly kind of just rotating downside, grinding to the downside. Nothing that's going to tell me let's go short, especially because I'm right dead center between my levels, right? With such an expansive overnight level area plus the previous day area, right? We rejected the previous day range, so we are now rotating into the overnight range. To rotate from the overnight high to overnight low kind of makes sense, but it's just such a long way away that you don't have a secondary opportunity to enter on it unless you give like a really nice big push up into VWAP and then fail this purple zone again. Then maybe you can consider to short that. But for me, realistically, on a Friday, I am not. Hell yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. You must be done for the day if you're hopping around in the rooms. 9:27 a.m. I have 0 trades for the day. It's a beautiful Friday of nothing. I wanted to get through another little pop here to get a dump. SMC I did dump. Absolutely. I guess you've seen that coming. I got to get into the equity side again to get myself a little more opportunity, but I do like my futures. I heard that the SMCI was, short sell restricted at this point during the day, so you must have caught it early, pre-market, did your thing, rock and roll to the downside. Nvidia caught up. It's not 10% down, but it's down. We're looking at these grinding futures markets to just probably rotate all the way down to that overnight low, but no entry criteria for me. So I'm just sitting on my hands on a Friday. We're going to do a giveaway some coffee stuff because we hit off on 50 viewers on Wednesday, and I promised everybody today that if we got close to it or whatever, we're gonna come back in here. We would do that giveaway. I want to set everything up right, so if we don't get everybody involved in that, the sign up and everything today, I'll make sure I do it on Monday. But we're definitely gonna do it. I still need that AK shirt there, melty, drippy AK shirt, and I'll rock that on my stream. Yeah, once you get more in, let me know. I'll buy one. We did get a new order in of our hats. So we got our new hats in. Bang, bang. We have a new design that's kind of rocking and rolling too. So this one's coming out. This one's out. If you want to go to the website, you could always order it. We got that wood grain custom hat. Snapbacky. Looks good. We have a couple of we're going we're sponsoring a golf outing next week, so we got our beans in here. We're gonna support them with a couple beans, some giveaways. I don't know if you're in the Houston area, maybe sign up for the golf outing. It supports the Houston Police baseball team so they could play their season. So that's cool. Everything's on my desk. That's why I'm kind of able to show it off, but all in good fun. I appreciate it. Thank you, AK. I want to see a Max Payne reversal. That would be beautiful for me. I want to see that everybody's gotten a short right now. The tilt's 70% short, so potentially look to push this upside. If you could fail VWAP and get back up into that previous day low, I bet you start to catch a squeeze. And I would like to catch a part of that, but it's got to happen before 11 because I got to leave. But it is Friday. We are going to go through, at the end of my stream, I'm going to go through how you go about requesting a payout from Top Step. Since we've met the criteria, we're in the green pretty nice. We're going to just take out. Yeah, me too. I had a blast. I mean, I think everybody clicked. There was no weirdness. It was just fucking everybody's who they are on stream, and it's great to meet people who like to watch us, which is weird because I don't know. It's just, you don't normally see people that normally watch you on a day-to-day basis. So it's kind of cool to talk through stuff and meet everybody who likes to do this and has a passion for it outside of the, just the money part, right? It was a great time. And I think we could definitely do it more often, especially, we can switch it up around the country. Like you were mentioning, we can go to Florida. We could go, hey, we could stick around Texas if you want. Come over here. And having trading as that part of your life, right? If you could make it how AK has it as that's his thing, right? He's doing that. And me, like, I'm close, but I'm not doing it all the time, right? I do this as much as I possibly can so I can get myself to a level where I don't need to go to work afterwards and I can hang out with you guys a little longer. But if you have that trading as your primary, income, or at least a majority of it, and it gives you that freedom to be able to go and meet up with people, get to, trading events and talk shop and just enjoy yourself outside of being home. 242 lots got filled, so 84 lots. I'm going to guess it's probably the same guy. 84 lots and 210s on the long side. So just be mindful. Yeah, buddy. Welcome in, bud. We're all here chilling. I think I saw you trading MNQ yesterday. I didn't know you were doing the future stuff yet, YB. I like it. Welcome in. It's great meeting up with everybody. Like I was getting back on track because buddy always distracting me, man. He's got that energy. It comes in and I can't help but feel it, With him and AK in the same room, it's gonna become a mess. Wait till you turn 21, and then we'll really have a good time. All right. Yeah, after 11, that's why I shut my stream down at 11. You're 11 Eastern time, so 10 here. So I got you. I I have 0 trades on the day today. I didn't quite trust that short to be an immediate reversal off that top. I usually like to look for a little bit. Oh, hell yeah, buddy. I have some spots. I have some friends out with some connections, but I don't want to waste them until you're ready for it. When you're ready for it, we'll go. We'll make it a nice little weekend for you. It might be a Tradecaster YB 21st birthday extravaganza. You could set that up, man. I think that would be a cool event to get everybody out there, get all your trading brethren out there and make it a real entertaining time. If you thought last week was fun, you wait for some more fun. Hell yeah. I'm already planning. I think that sounds like a great idea. It's a good idea in my head. And by that time, you're going to be well on your way to being a millionaire. So you're going to have a real fun time. I do like this time of the day for a little bit of a turnaround, right? At 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern. Kind of just get a little bit of a breather. The market's been open for an hour now, and if things are going to turn around, they may do it here. Otherwise, Fridays tend to, like I said, they tend to trend over the last few months, and it's like seems to be just like kind of like clockwork. It's just like if it leaves that opening range at the high, it moves downside. If it leaves the opening range at the low, it pushes upside. But if you watch yesterday's price action, which I was not here for, unfortunately, you had that hour, right? Got into about 9:30. You crept up a little bit for the rest of the night, for the next, I guess, half hour. Then you wicked off, and then you started to rotate right back to the other side. So somewhere anywhere between here, between 9:30 and 10:30, could maybe see that flip around to the other side and start to rotate the other direction. Will I be on stream for it? I don't know. It's Friday. I'm not trying to jam into anything. If we could push into that overnight low, I'm looking for a long there, absolutely. But I don't know if we're going to get there in time. And then if this is going to be the area where we do get that divergence and a push up, I'm going to watch the previous day low and the overnight high for potential acceptance back into yesterday's range, right? This green to red, that's yesterday's range. So that's what I'm looking for. Oh, LL. I don't know. Like I said, it's just like it doesn't give me any entry criteria for today, but we'll see what happens if it does get to any of our levels, right? These major lines are areas that I'll enter around, especially on a Friday. Keep myself out of trouble in the middle. If VWAP is flat right through the center of the trading day, I drew up this purple zone. It's just there just because I wanted to be mindful of it. I did say that this is probably going to be an area where you may run into some chop. So that's why I drew it up, and it's something I'm just going to stay out of. But you could use it as an entry criteria, right? If you stay below VWAP, hold below this level, break through low of the day, continuation. If that's your play, that's something that you could do too. But for me, Friday, middle of my zones, right? Nowhere near overnight highs, nowhere near overnight lows. I do not have an entry for myself. I did mention that 17,478 level right here. If you broke above it and held, it was going to be bullish. If we wick it and hold below, it's bearish. And obviously we've held below, and you got a nice little continuation from that as well. But once again, that was just a little bit, that was probably, if I was a little bit more of a buffer, if it wasn't Friday, that was one of my key levels. I would have considered possibly shorting that. However, I just don't, on a Friday, I'm not trying to take this short from, it's a major zone, like I said, but for me, it just wasn't quite an A+ setup, and I'm not trying to take anything less than A+. Yeah, I agree, YB. I don't know, like I was mentioning before you probably came in, we got that Israel news yesterday at like 6:30 Central, 7 o'clock ish, and I think that's the catalyst that kind of broke us down through that previous day low. Once we got that catalyst to push us down and push us into that key level of 17,200, you get that, Is there any more news? No. Okay, well, we're not getting any new information. That the explosion might have just been something else. It might not have been an attack, right? So if you get no new news, that catalyst that broke us out of this zone, because I was anticipating this short today, but I wanted it to happen today, or closer to open, right? I didn't expect this overnight low to kind of get tagged yet. Or if it was going to get tagged, I didn't expect the bounce to kind of happen because I wanted that flush to come in a little bit more overnight. So realistically, once you get that catalyst and then you get no new news on it, because usually if there's an explosion, there's some war actions, more than one explosion is going to happen. More than one thing is going to occur. So once you don't get that, you got to get that slow grind back up. I mentioned right around that European Open, when those European markets started to open, still getting no new news, you're going to clean up that previous day low for sure. Then once you get up there, now it's today's news, it's today's data that's going to kind of move the market, right? So if market participants from today wanted it to go short, obviously that's what they were gonna do. So, you have all the chip names rolling over, which have been the leader. So the chip names being down, AK capitalized on the SMCI short. So that SMCI short kind of just dragged down the rest of the chip sector because the rest of them were relatively strong in comparison, right? NVIDIA was, even on the day, a slight gap down, but wasn't doing what SMCI did until it caught up, right? Yeah, nothing really after it. Yeah, it was just, that's it. One thing. So a lot of people don't think that way, especially when they're trading. They're like, oh man, let's panic. Let's do this, let's do that. And once you start to learn like how this market or any like big player would be thinking, you can start to kind of take a step back and really understand, maybe why it did what it did. Obviously, the markets do whatever they want, whenever they want. But for us to kind of take educated guesses to bring our whole thesis together, that's what I do. And as I mentioned, I do only trade intraday, right? I'm a day trader. I trade with these prop funded firms, so I can't be holding things overnight. So I look for short-term intraday opportunities on the 1 minute, but my full thesis is a long-term daily, monthly thesis. I don't trade, off of daily candles or anything like that, but I use the daily levels and I use 30-minute levels that I find very significant. And then I just price stuff in. I did mention this to a few people at the meetup. They were wondering, what I do a little bit different than other people. And I think that this is something that I do that other people don't necessarily do. So I'll bring it up now since I'm kind of trying to keep myself from diddling in the middle of this area, right? So if you look at my chart here, this NQ, this is my longer term chart. I usually keep it on 30-minute because I find those 30-minute levels to be a little bit more telling than even the daily. Daily is useful, but I don't really care what it does on a day-to-day. I kind of just want to see some of that movement, right? So me, it's 30 minutes, but you can see I draw on these arrows and I just price them in, right? So I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see kind of what it says, right? If you read this here, this priced in PMI was 51.4 as opposed to 52.4 of the forecast, right? So I priced in a beat. So next time I come into that level, I understand, okay, why did it move out of this level last time? All right, well, it took a PMI miss for the price to break out of this consolidation, break out of that level. Same thing here. This is jobless claims. This is NFP number beating by 100,000, pushing us back into another consolidation. I just mentioned that I called the low of the day there because I just had a good feel of the market. So I wanted to know that this level was reactive. So I just kind of marked it up. I will just price in different events that I see happening throughout the day, throughout the year. Over here, you can see Israel threatening retaliation led to that big flush push down, right? They threatened that retaliation. Everybody's like, oh, nothing happened to create this downside dump. Well, it did, right? We were already in that downtrend. We were at a resistance level. And then that next little talk of war pushed us down into that next support level, which chopped around for quite a while until we got to catch up. And then we kind of just moved down and based, just breaking key levels here. But now this overnight break, I could price that in, right? I can come in here. I can throw this red candle in there and say explosions heard I'll do that. Explosions in Iran. And then I'll leave that right there. And then basically just no new news on Iran. I'll put that there. I'll type some text in just so for now. And then as it becomes irrelevant, I'll delete them, right? So I'll say no new news on explosions. And you just kind of have that little bit of a grind up there. And then I just have my key levels. So for anybody who kind of wonders how I kind of keep track of what happened, where, and why it moved a little bit, that's what I do as far as long term. So I don't have to keep it all in my head, although most of the time I remember. And then I come into my levels and I trade on the one. And that's really how I keep my stuff very simple. I just try not to overcomplicate things. And, you know, to understand why my levels work, plus whatever catalyst drove it out of my levels to use that as an advantage. If we could get back above VWAP here and start to rotate up, you might start to get that slow grind. As I mentioned, like anytime between 9:30 and 10:30, you start to get some of that movement where people are taking profit, especially on Friday. You might get a little bit of a grind back the other direction. So I would just kind of either sit on your hands or just be cautious of, I don't know if you're going to get much more follow through. Thank you, YB. I appreciate you. If I could help anybody, even a fellow streamer, it's a very beautiful thing. But people were asking me, like I said, at the meetup, and I found that to be like a common question. And also, like once somebody else heard about it, somebody else asked about it. So I feel like it was a good thing to bring up here today, especially with what happened last night, to understand, hey, why did the market sell off and then just recover so quickly without much resistance, right? And that's probably why I would give that more weight than anything. You know, I just come into like Market Watch, Bloomberg, and I kind of just look to see, are we getting any more news? And I don't watch like CNBC or anything. I don't have any of that. I don't have a TV in here. So I use this stream they do is Trader TV Live. They're actually traders. They're based out of Canada. But they have somebody that's always watching the news, and they'll just pop in like, oh, this happened here and this happened there. Since I'm only watching equities, right? I mean, these indexes, these futures contracts, and I'm watching like, you know, some of the Mag 7 names. I'm not necessarily watching the entire market, but they are. So if I hear them say something out, you know, they'll mention, oh, this is happening, this is happening. You know, if I had the squawk, if I was going to pay for some news feeds, then I'd listen to that. But why pay for it if I have a couple good traders listening to it, talking about it, throwing it out there on a day-to-day basis, right? Oh, you got to get you. Oh, yeah, buddy. I got to hit the range too. I got that golf outing next week that I got to sell some coffee, give stuff away, and also play some good golf. So I'll send you some videos there, buddy. Yeah, buddy. If you're in here and you're not, yeah, buddy, or AK, and you want to check out some really great streamers, people who have really great energy, really great ideas on the market, head over to YB Trades in Tradecaster. Also over to AK47's room. Both guys have great market outlook, great execution, and provide a ton of value. So I appreciate them stopping by my chat, but I want you guys to go over there and take a look at what they have to offer as well. So it's pretty cool to kind of share the wealth amongst streamers here, because I think, like I said, everybody has a little bit of something to provide value that the other streamer might not have. Or, you know, I'm trading futures, you know, AK's short and small caps, so, or even SMCI, you know, whatever he's trading on the day, but he's providing great value. YB, same thing, great energy. He's trading everything. So get over there, check him out. For us today, we are going to be patient for the next little bit, trying to see if we can get this to either rotate back up and get through this previous day low, or if we're going to get down to the overnight low. Anything in the middle here, I just don't have an execution, especially on a Friday. Alrighty, let's say giveaway instructions. let me type this up as I'm doing that. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, type them up in the chat. Say what's up. I'm setting up a landing page on the coffee company website for the rules for the giveaway. We did hit off on 50 viewers on Wednesday, so I promised that we would do a giveaway. We will do it. I'm going to just set up the landing page, a couple little bit of rules for people to follow to get some of the to get entered into the giveaway. Either we'll do it Monday morning, we'll announce the winner, or tonight sometime I'll announce the winner, depending on if everybody follows the rules. I'm going to give people enough time to kind of come in if they want to find the rules, because I know they were here on Wednesday. I want to give them the opportunity. You know, not everybody can get in a room every single day. So let me just type this up real quick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I do, like I mentioned, I do like this area for a place for it to turn around a little bit. And then if we do start to get above and hold above 478, get above 500, that's when I'm going to start to get interested in potentially squeezing this through this previous day low up into that overnight high and maybe into yesterday's range. Okay, a few rules to get included in this. Let's see if I can find this profile. Trying to find everything, just making sure I clean it up here. Okay. I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible for people to get involved, but also at the same time, I just want to make sure that people who really want to be a part of the giveaway can do it without issue, okay? You obviously, if you're on YouTube and you want to be involved in the giveaway, hit that link in the chat, also in the bio. Go over to tradecaster.com, create a 7-day free trial. It's free. And then once after the free trial is up, you'll still be able to access my stream for the time being. But until then, set it up, get a feel for the whole thing, go into everybody's lobby, get out there, and head into Deck's room. He just posted that he made $1,434 today. He's made $45,000 on the year. Not a bad year so far. Like I said, 7-day free trial. Click that link, get in there, and that's the only way you're going to be able to be involved in this giveaway. We're going to be giving away some coffee. As I mentioned, I got some beans here for you. You can do some mugs, a shirt. I'm going to do about $100 worth of product. I'm going to send it to the lucky winner. If you are located outside of the continental U.S., in our territories and Canada, the areas around, you can still be involved in the giveaway. Just let me know where you're located, so I could either, shipping coffee tends to get caught up in customs. stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that we could get you something that at least gives you the value of what we are giving away, right? So you might not be able to get the beans if you're in Dubai, but at the same time, I'm going to try my best to see what I could do with that giveaway, right? What's up, Spy Proby? Oh, yeah? Did you get short on it? Or are you starting to cost average in? You're long in it? Hell, where'd you get priced in? Hopefully at $25 or lower. 24.63 from the low of the day. I mean, honestly, as it still starts to go, it's probably short squeezing a little bit because that thing is pumped down. I was watching when I was at work yesterday. I stopped into my break room, and I noticed there was CNBC was on, and it was saying that the DJT name probably wouldn't be priced the way it is. It would be a penny stock if it wasn't for the Trump man, but he's involved, so it's not a penny stock. So it's very interesting how the people get involved with it and start talking about it. But maybe you get a little squeeze out of it, especially if he gets elected. All right, hell yeah. I don't know how long it. Are you gonna look to like swing trade it, or are you gonna take it and run? Oops. Yeah, let it run, baby. I mean, realistically, it's not a ton of risk on it, with that share size. And at that price point, I mean, it could, like I said, it could squeeze, man. It could just go. And especially as elections get closer and, it starts to seem more and more likely that everything's going to push in his direction, that could keep going up and up and up. And especially with, people who are in the market who are just purely blind followers of that kind of stuff, could use that as a vehicle to make some money. Include a form. Can I fill a form? Okay. Add that. Form. Cool. Email. Subject. Message. Giveaway. Back, cool, storage, content, great. Yeah, absolutely. Cowboy up, baby. Run with it. I am setting up the giveaway landing page. So if you do want to be involved in that 50 viewer giveaway, like I said, on Wednesday, we hit off on that 50 viewers. I'm going to give away some Day Trading Coffee Co. coffee swag. It's going to be a $100 value worth of our stuff. We just got in our new hats. We got new mugs available. Throw some stickers in there. Whatever I could get you up to about that $100 value. As we continue to keep 50 viewers plus, I'm going to start doing giveaways pretty frequently. If I could do it weekly, I would love to. The more viewers, the better. We keep that viewership up, get more people involved, get more people talking, chatting through everything. Then we're going to have a lot of fun in here. Like I said, I'm here to trade. I'm here to provide value with trading, but also at the same time, I want to give back to everybody. I want to be able to provide value. I'm going to, not that giveaways help, but eventually when it comes to the coffee company, I want to be able to give back. And I'm trying to partner with a few brokerages. We met last week with a couple. We did, hell yeah, attaboy Ray. I mentioned I'm in contact with a few brokerages. Once the coffee company starts to grow, we start to profit pretty well. We're going to do 10% of our profits are going to go directly back to traders. We're going to fund underfunded traders. So I want to try and give away brokerage accounts with some cash money in them. While we're smaller, while we're trying to grow and stuff, as we still are able to do that, I want to give away Top Step combines, stuff like that, stuff that's going to put money in your pocket. So like I said, that's what I'm here to do. I want to provide value to anybody who is watching on a day-to-day basis, doing this frequently. I'm going to post the rules real quick. You can we did hit off on 50 viewers, right? So we are going to publish this. Done. I'm going to take a picture of it so I can post it on the Instagram. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-boom. Do that there. Take a picture of this. Oh, that's me. I don't want a picture of me. Let's go. Come on now. Tradecaster giveaway. Bang. If you're in here and you're watching, like that post that I'm going to post on Instagram. But I am going to post the link here. Give me this 1 second. Settings. Let me add an image here. We're going to get the Tradecaster logo up on that. See if I can find it. You know what? AI images. We'll do that. We're going to go with this guy. All right. I'm going to save this. Cool. Go back to the page. Go to education. All right. If you are interested in the giveaway, head over to that link that I just posted. If you're on YouTube, go to that link, but you have to be a member of Tradecaster.com to be able to get the giveaway going. I'm going to try and give everybody the opportunity to fill out the stuff. Obviously I only stream till 11 Monday through Friday, but today I'm going to get off at the same time. I'm going to give till tonight the opportunity for people to come in and actually follow the rules that are in that link there, right? If you are on Tradecaster, this is the rules here. I'll walk you through it so you can see. We did hit off on 50 viewers on Wednesday, and today we got up close again, and potentially we could hit it off on again in a little while. All you got to do is hit the link that I just posted in the alerts and in the chat. I also posted it on the live stream on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe also, but hit that link to go over to Tradecaster.com, make a 7-day free trial, and get in on the fun. Tradecaster giveaway. We did hit off on 50 viewers, and I promised, I'm a man of my word, we are going to do the giveaway. So head over to the link, get over here, follow these 3 rules, be a Tradecaster member, free or paid, cool, doesn't matter. Follow me on Instagram. You can click these links, Policing Pips, Day Trading Coffee Co., and then fill out the form below right here. Quite easy to get involved. First, last, email. Subject could just be giveaway, and then the message, just follow the rules. Put in your Tradecaster username, your coffee preference, whole or ground beans, and whatever else you want to say to get you involved in the giveaway. Then I'm just going to run the names through a little random generator, and hopefully somebody that really wants some caffeine in their life can win the giveaway. Like I said, it's going to be about $100 value worth of coffee, swag, maybe a couple of shirts. If you're not a coffee person, I'll maybe include another shirt or a cup or something like that. But the winner subject could be just giveaway. Just anything you want. Type anything you want. This form is only going to go to me into the giveaway. You know, it populates into a little like spreadsheet. So I know what the subject is. You could just type in whatever you want there. I'll say giveaway or 50 viewers or whatever. You could use your even put your Tradecaster username in there. So I'm gonna give it till tonight sometime. I'm gonna let everybody populate their names into there. I'm gonna post it on Instagram now. So 50 viewer giveaway. Follow the rules here and enter to win $100 value of at day trading coffee code coffee. Posted here. I'll tag Deck in it just so he can maybe give it to his members as well. They'll pop into the room. Day trading coffee code. Tag them up. Trading giveaway. I gotta find the link here so I can post it into my thing here. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, I don't have any trades in this area. It's quite slow on a Friday. For me to try and hammer into anything now is going to be useless for me. I do have till 11. I want price to get down into that overnight low if I'm going to start to execute there, or it has to pop up into that previous day low, overnight high. Anything here in the middle, it's just me trying to get myself into some trouble. You know, you could play a continuation breakdown of a level such as this, but you really got to just be careful. There may not be a lot of follow through, right? Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back and see what I can get going on here. See if I can find this link thing here. Sorry. All right. The link is in my username. If you click the giveaway link, that'll bring you to it on the Instagram. So if you're on YouTube and you want to follow the rules, you got to go over to Tradecaster, make a free membership, try that free trial, check out everybody that you could check out. Utilize that 7-day free trial to the best of your ability. There's education. There's tons of stuff. There's super great information. You'll get access to all the paid rooms, get into Deck's room, get into my room, you know, learn from the best. And then don't be afraid to get over to that giveaway and fill out the information so you can get your entry. We got 40 viewers today. We were up at well over 50 on Wednesday. We're going to try and keep this momentum going. Like I said, every time we hit off on a milestone, I want to get as many people involved as possible in the giveaway stuff. So I'm going to try my best to continuously do all of this for you guys. I don't know if you could like direct message on here. Send some DMs. I don't know how to get out of that. There we go. I would love to get people involved. Like I said, get them in here. Last time I did a giveaway, Trademaster won a free month of Tradecaster.com. So fantastic. I want to get as many people on a day-to-day basis in here. Like I said, provide value, have conversations, do a lot of good stuff for you guys to not just keep you coming back, but just reward you for being dedicated to trading and supporting what I do. And I want to support other people while they support what I do, right? So this is, I have these beans laying around for our golf outing in my office. So this is some of the stuff you're going to see if you take the win here. This is one of our dark roasts, Scalper's Delight dark roast. And this is the VWAP Bounce Guatemala. Guatemala is fantastic. It's got a really nice flavor profile. Scalper's Delight is my daily go-to dark roast. So you got the mug, you got the sweatshirt, you got a hat. This is my Policing Pips hat, but I do have hats here. Thinking I'm going to give one of the hats as one of the mail out. So it's pretty sweet. Hopefully one of you gets to win the prize of the giveaway here. I could do that a little bit, a little action there. I don't know if that's going to help much. Yeah, the hat's there. A little wood grain, engraved, snapback. Excuse me. We got a great turnout this week. We had a really good time at the meetup, and hopefully, as we do the giveaways, we're going to continue to build this community. We're going to do more giveaways. We're going to do more meetups. We're going to do providing tons of value as far as executing trades and being able to, get ourselves into a position where we can make some money and have a good time chatting it up, doing everything here. So daytradingcoffeeco.com, hit up that form, submit the form based on the rules there. Follow me on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, I might look over that, but I feel like maybe you do have Instagram. So just be mindful, follow all the rules in that little, it's not very many rules, but it's a nice little giveaway spot. Reddit, Google. If anybody sees anything that they're looking to execute on, just let me know. Like I said, I drew up this little bottom end of this little wedge. You got a slight little head and shoulders forming. Potentially look to see if this will break down through this area, but you did have a lot of chop on the way up. I mean, the first time down through was pretty smooth, pretty clean, but that was based on the news, the fear. I do think that 300 could get tagged if you do push down, but at the same time, I'm not looking to execute in this area. I want this thing down into that 180, that overnight low, even that 200 area, or at the previous day low, overnight high. Overall, I had no executions available. This happened at 7:30 this morning. I wasn't here on the chart. I don't trade pre-market very much unless I find a really, really good opportunity, which I didn't think was coming in today. Right to that overnight high, which was created there. So we really didn't have tons of good information for it. A failure at that level kind of rotated us down and through. Fine. This never gave us that full confirmation secondary break that I could either take long or short. It went right straight down, immediate rejection. So, Friday grinding day down to the downside. Could it continue on? Yes, it could. Down to 320, down to 300. Do I think we can get all the way down into our overnight low prior to me getting off stream? I do not think so. So right now we are just kind of sitting on our hands, waiting, talking through our giveaway, which I posted in the alerts and I posted in the chat. If you click that link, you go through all the steps. You'll be entered in. Tonight we'll do the giveaway. I'll do a little wheel and figure out who wins the giveaway. I want to try, like I said, I want to try and reward the people who are able to be here pretty frequently, but maybe not able to get here right this second on the chat. So, like I said, there were 50 people here on Wednesday, 40 people now. I wanted to do the giveaway for those people coming in and conversating, having good giveaway, providing value to me as well by talking through stuff and getting involved, right? So I want to give those people the opportunity. I gotta message some of them because I know that they're not necessarily here today, but it's really great to have, like I said, have people around that like to communicate, that like to be involved in a community, right? Have questions. If you got questions, concerns, comments, anything, if you have friends, family, come in here, talk it out, enter the giveaway, follow the rules for the giveaway. I know some people tend to either mute too. They kind of leave this on the background. If you come back, I'm not doing the giveaway until either later tonight or I should probably do it Monday on stream so people could see it. Because if I do it tonight, I'm going to do it while I'm at work and I'm not going to be able to show it that it actually happened and I did it with some transparency. So I would like to give people tonight, maybe even into the weekend, to get their entries in so I can provide everybody the opportunity fair and square and then do the giveaway live on stream so I can be transparent. I want to be transparent about everything. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you didn't give it away to whoever. I just put the names in a wheel and let the wheel do its work. But I'll do, like I said, I want to give people the opportunity to get involved, put their name in the hat, and get some value out of it, right? We are pushing a little bit lower now, approaching this little bit of a support area again. Microsoft got up above 402, failed. S&P's is just sitting here flat. Nvidia hit off on the low of the day at 812.80 and is bouncing from there, but kind of not really giving you too much. SMCI still just melting to the downside. Nothing but shorts are in for SMCI. What was the news on it? It skips pre-announcement for earnings, so maybe that could be the catalyst there. Down below 800 for SMCI. Apple still just melting through lows. Just heaviness for Apple. And NVIDIA. Bounce. Friday. As we approach 11 o'clock, I don't think I'm going to have any opportunity to get involved in anything here. You could see we had we're 3 weeks into this funded account here, this 50K account. We're up $2,828.40 on it. Last week, we flew up to New York. We had a great Tradecaster meetup. I did not trade Thursday or Friday, and we ended up for the week last week. This week, I traded Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yesterday, I had no time to get on the stream. I had to work really late on Wednesday and into Thursday, and then had to go back to work. So did not get to execute yesterday, where there was definitely some opportunities to make some money, so kind of missed out on it, but it's fine by me. Today, could have came in, could have FOMO'd into some trades, and that would have been, you could have made money or not, but realistically, I'm more happy that I haven't executed today than just hammering into something and then, not really giving myself the best opportunity to limit my downside, right? So, to be up just shy of $3,000 over the last 3 weeks, $1,000 a week, can't be mad about it, right? And if you don't have a trade on the day, you don't have to trade. You don't have to execute. For me, statistically speaking, my win rate's around 70+%. You can see our win rate, our daily wins. This is since the inception of this account. We've streamed it live every single day. Every single trade on here has been streamed. So you can go back and look at every stream, see what I did on these days, why the days ended up the way they did. Most of the time when I'm trading good, I'm only taking 1 or 2 good trades a day. Obviously, you can see this day here was our only red day, but I mentioned that it was a turnaround day for me. We had 2 break-even days. This one we were down and came back and ended up positive, right? $24. This day we only executed 1 trade. It ended up break-even, and that was that. This day we overtraded a little bit, maybe to overcompensate for this, but we did execute well, and I was very happy with the executions on that day. You can go back and watch. The reason I'm happy with that day, and then the subsequent thing, the next day, is I manually locked out at 500. I said, all right, my loss today is going to be 500. The max drawdown on this account is 1,000, so cut that in half. I said, if I cut it here, I'll avoid that FOMO. I'll avoid maxing out that drawdown, and I'll give myself the opportunity to make it all back again tomorrow. And what did I do? The next day, came back and just made just about $100 shy of making it all back in 1 good trade, right? So coming back here, I could have hammered into another trade and been like, I can make up yesterday and then some, but I didn't. I locked myself out because I saw no more opportunities presenting themselves. And then I moved on to the next day, and we banged it out again. It's just a matter of and then some, right? It's just a matter of limiting your downside on those days that you're wrong, realizing that you're not seeing it well, realizing that you're wrong, whatever is going on with you. Maybe you're just hitting it on your executions and you just get stopped out. Sometimes that happens, right? Limit your downside on those days, and then don't try to force in stuff to make up for the previous day, right? Execute on your plan, take your setups, do what you do. If you're shy of making a dollar amount, even if you're a couple dollars away from passing a combine, don't force in something just to pass it, right? Still look for those great setups. Just execute on what you find to be your A+ setups until you start to build yourself a bigger buffer. Maybe you could take some of those less likely but bigger reward trades. I'm not going to stop you from that. So yeah, you can see this is our daily. Our curve is nice and up and to the right. And today we will probably look to withdraw everything over that $2,000 mark. So if I don't find any trades today, it'll be $800 that will withdraw from the account. And then we'll move on to next week with that $2,000 buffer. I'll walk you through the withdrawal process through Top Step so you can get a little feel for what it's like. Prove to everybody that hello from YouTube, Temple. Make sure you click the link there, Temple, and enter the whole form. Oh, you did already. Good. I see it. Guy wants some ground beans. All right. I feel you. So we got some entries in. I see you in there. You must not be at your computer today. I know I always see you in the Tradecaster, but you're over on the YouTube today. I feel you. Sometimes it's easier. I get it, especially on the phone. But you're evocing. Say hello to everybody. Make sure they don't crash while watching the stream of choppiness because there's nothing going on. I have no trades today, but we are doing a giveaway, so that's cool. I'm good with that. I'm happy that we got our streamers up here. If you're in the YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. If you're in the YouTube and you're not a Tradecaster member, click that link that I provided in the chat as well. That'll get you 7-day free trial of Tradecaster.com. Once you pass that 7-day free trial, it's still free. You're just going to lose access to some of the paid parts of the room. I will be free for the time being, but come on into my room, and we do these giveaways every so often, so it's pretty cool to just have people interacting over there, learning some good trading stuff. And it's not just me that has some rooms here that are free. You could get into a lot of different rooms. If you like some of these rooms that are paid and you find the value for the rooms, the videos, the education, some of the stuff that goes on, pay for it. It's worth it. You can make a lifetime membership in one trade here. It is that valuable. So don't be afraid. Click that link, create an account, click the like button, help the algorithms out. I never thought I'd be a person saying things like that, but hey, screw it. Help the algorithm. Overall, like I said, I have no, especially on a Friday, I'm not looking to take subpar setups. The only one that I could have potentially thought was a good setup, which didn't really give me an opportunity to enter, was this wedge pattern here. I'll put it up on the Quant Tower setup here. The only reason I say that this was good is because we did hold this this downtrend here. You did start to get this wedge pattern, right? Higher low. You wicked that low, wicked the high. You came back into here and you started to get heavier and heavier and heavier. The main reason I said is if it holds below 17,478, that level there was going to act as a good level of resistance. I said anything above 478 in a hold is bullish. Anything below 478 and below is bearish. So we held below 478. We wicked it on that attempt. Once you fail 478, you possibly could have cheated it and started to short through that opening range low, breaking through the wedge, targeting at least VWAP, and then now we're well below VWAP. It just depends on your strategy, your exit criteria. If you would have trailed into VWAP, if you would have took that, or if you would have took it down into that value area low, which was like 350. I don't know if it wasn't 350 then, it was about 390. So we wicked it. You probably could have took that short and been happy with that, but for me, realistically, it was too far away from the levels, too far away from my zones, so I didn't get a chance to enter that. But that would be like if I had a little bit more buffer, if I had an idea here that was going to continue on, I would have executed that with either smaller size or just like super tight risk, just because I didn't trust the market conditions today. Overnight stuff was very choppy, pushing up into levels. What's been keeping me profitable over the last few, this past month, allowed me for this withdrawal is being able to stay away from things at these levels, away from my levels, I should say. If I'm not near a level, if I'm not near my zone where I want to execute, then realistically, there's no reason for me to take a trade because it could work out. Like that one worked out. This one is working out currently, up from 350. If I would have shorted, let's call it 348 to 28, it's 20 points at least. Could get down into that 300 level, but it also could just not follow through. The S&Ps could bounce from here and then rip this off and, follow through the upside. I just, there are opportunities to make money here. The setups were fair. They were probably B plus setups, but on a Friday, on a day that I'm planning on taking a withdrawal, I'm not forcing in less than A plus setups to try and give back any money for the week. It's been a good month so far, and we're not going to deviate from the plan just to trade. My stream is trying to provide transparency to trading. It's not to entertain as much as some people may find it as entertainment. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to be at this long term. I'm trying to develop good habits, and hopefully if I can talk through what I'm doing and what you should be looking for, or what potentially will keep you in this game long term, then I want to be able to provide that value and not just trade just to show you me doing something, because that's just not something that I want to be involved in, right? This could rotate all the way down by like 1 o'clock. Maybe I look for a bounce at 1 o'clock, 1:30. I gotta be at work, so I don't normally trade. That's and especially on a Friday, there's no reason to look for something like that. If you get a really nice rip here and you start to bounce and get through that opening range high, previous day low, then the longs may come in to close the day. Profit taking on the week for some people, going into the weekend with some money in their pocket after that big sell-off coming from over that 18,200 mark. Right? It's just been grinding down. That's where we're at here. This is where I was mentioning. It wasn't 92. It was up here. It was this previous session. I was reviewing that. I marked up what I was looking at, but I was saying that this 200 level. This is where I was starting to see that size pour in, right? It was thousands of, I'm going to say it was over 1,000 lots, 1,000 contracts that they got filled over here looking to go short. It was either there or here. It could potentially have been up here. I think they might have been scaling into 300. I failed to price that in for myself, but that was something I was really paying attention to. I was calling it out on the stream. You could see it. You could hear the time and sales over here. You can notice the the size pouring in. It was like 250, 250, 300. And as it got up into like either 300 or 200, it was like a round number. I said it scaled in, and they've been short probably ever since, I'm sure. You know, when you scale into that kind of size, maybe they're scaling out, maybe they're looking for a couple points, but I didn't see them sell off or get buying up anything. So I would imagine that they may be looking to take profits soon if they haven't already, because they'd be up millions of dollars on that execution there. I'm going to call that an institutional buyer. Institutional seller, I should say. So this failure, right? If this were to come up here, fail this breakout, this breakdown, rotate back up, get above VWAP, you might start to get some buyers involved here. You know, this could just be that manipulation candle downside, get some shorts involved, push up, because you can notice the S&P's never made that deep of a push through their low, right? Kind of held that area, held that support, holding what they consider VWAP there. You got Delta here acting pretty much the same, right? You got diminishing price, you got hard push in price in Delta, then it started to slow down, right? Push, didn't get that huge flush, rotated back up into that support area in Delta, same deal here. So if we try to make a new low in price and Delta stays up here, you probably get that rotation. If price breaks the low and Delta pretty much comes close or gets down into that area, then continuation's probably on. Russell still holding above their opening range. I don't know if the YM is holding up as well. Let's see if we can see what the YM is doing. YM relatively strong as well. Still up on the day. Hasn't really faded very much. Just kind of sitting in this chop area. Microsoft holding above 400. They wicked that 400 level and then now has made a higher low here potentially. If it rotates off of 401 and pushes back above 402 and a quarter, then maybe we get a rotation as well. But really, not a ton of volume, not a lot of movement here. The only opportunity, like I said, I may have seen was this wick of the previous day low, but I didn't have a trade there. Damn, SMCI is down $150 on the day. If you were in AK's room and you shorted that, then you might be in good shape. Might be. You definitely would be. Money printer. You can see ES now breaking through that low, possibly looking to hold it. If not, we'll see that rotation. But it seems like it's just getting heavy again. Everything here is not providing me any entry criteria. Like I said, the only one I was saying possibly here below VWAP, below this continuation, breakdown of this little head and shoulders type deal, rising support. You could have taken that. I'm just not in the trading mode in between my ranges, right? I'll mention it. I'll reiterate it. Everything over and over and over again. If you want to be involved in the giveaway, hit the link in the alerts, in the chat, in YouTube. Hit the link there if you are a TradeCaster member and you just happen to be watching on YouTube. Click it. Follow the rules. Learn how to get the giveaway going. I'm going to give away about $100 worth of day trading coffee codes, swag, coffee. Got some new followers coming in. Love it. If you happen to not be a Instagram user, just note it in the in that little form that I had you fill out. Just say, hey, I don't have Instagram. I like your stuff. I don't know. Say something like that. But if you do have Instagram, follow it up. It's part of the rules. Appreciate it. Turn the fan back on. Alrighty. Really just kind of no action for me. I mentioned I'm trying to be very patient, give myself great trading opportunities, not diddle in the middle. And for me, this is middle of the range. What I look for, if we go over it real quick so you can be a little bit aware if you haven't been around, right? Excuse me. All right, so pretty much my entire strategy is based upon previous day levels, overnight levels, and some of the VWAP stuff. I do use longer term key levels that I will mention, but if we'll go through it, pretty much every morning I come in, I adjust the overnight low, the overnight high, I set the previous day high and the previous day low, and I wait for price to get to and around those areas. And I normally look for a delta divergence to rotate back at least to VWAP, if not overnight high to overnight low is mainly my big time move right there. That's something that I like to target a lot. But that's only if I have multiple contracts. So I can take off one at VWAP or one trail one a little tighter and then leave the other one or two up. But for the most part, if you've gone back and watched any of my streams, seen any of my shorts, seen any of my YouTube videos, I tend to just look to time things pretty much where I take no heat on it and I trail it pretty tight, and I just look to catch small pieces of these bigger moves. Obviously, some of them I could trail out a little bit better than others. Some of them come back, especially with the NASDAQ, it's a little more whippy. So I do tend to like to just secure my profits and move on. Stuff like this where it's grinding, stuff like this where you're not going to really get a ton of conviction in your follow through. I don't like to trade it. It gets me into trouble, especially if I'm dead center between the overnight high and the overnight low. You can see this green to red is the previous day range. So we are below previous day's range, below VWAP. So shorts do make sense, but also at the same time, it is Friday, and there's a chance that at any point, this little wick here could be a manipulation to rotate us back to the other end. So I'm super cautious on Fridays, especially after having a pretty good month so far. We're not trying to just give back stuff on subpar trades. My key level today that's not on the chart that I mentioned a couple times was that 17,478 level right here. I talked about this level being pretty important. It's a longer term key level. I said if we hold below it, it's going to be bearish on the day. If we break above and hold above it, it's going to be bullish on the day. We ended up wicking just above it up into 80 and then failed it pretty much immediately. So if you were trading this break of this slight little trend line here, you could have limited your risk a little bit on it. But for me, like I said, it just was a little bit too far away from that previous day low for me to execute on it. And then, like I said, the 78 level here, I was going to take that potentially just to VWAP and then see what happens from there. Obviously, you can see we've just kind of ground down. This is a 1 minute chart. So for these to chop like this, kind of just never really gives you that good opportunity for a pullback. Maybe this one here where you get that rising wedge into VWAP, this little bit here, you can see when price starts to do this and manipulate above and then fail it. Once you actually get the failure, you get a clean move out of it. So things like this is what I look for, but I look for it at previous day lows, at overnight highs, and then the opposite setup down here at overnight lows. If the previous day low is above the overnight low, we want to fade that to the other end. But being so wide here, it seems like it's a ranging kind of day, looking to kind of clean up some of that overnight inventory and then move forward from there come next week. So this is what we're looking at. That's just kind of a little basic introduction to what I look for, sort of why I haven't traded today, why I likely won't be able to make an execution in the next 20 minutes, just because of my risk aversion. And for us to be up, how we are, like I said, I'm going to take a withdrawal today. I'm going to put in for whatever I have over the $2,000 mark there. I was looking to have a nice trade today, just we didn't get it, and for us to not FOMO in is another great step in the right direction, because in the past I used to just trade because I wanted to trade. I needed to execute on something. So I don't, if we do find ourselves around one of these zones and I'm able to get to a computer, excuse me, I've been coughing like a madman. Maybe I'll execute on them, but probably not. Everything I do on stream, you can see I'm very transparent. This is our funded account. You can see right here on top. Funded account, our balance, our max loss limit is now 0. So we have built our buffer up to a point where we can no longer go below that $0 mark. Once you lose all your money, you are done. This is our realized P&L, unrealized P&L, and our daily loss limit, all of which have not been touched today because we have no executions. You can see 0, 0, 0. The trades here from yesterday or from Wednesday on the 17th. So nothing doing there. No positions, orders. Canceled because I put one out there for the break of the long, never got it. And so then we're flat. Everything is flat for the day. Boom, boom. $800 number. I'd be streaming. I can't answer the phone right now. All right. Microsoft trying to create a higher low here, potentially. Let's see if it'll hold this or if it's going to fail that level. Looking like it wants to get below 401. Like I mentioned, overall, like I said, I haven't traded anything, got 0 executions, no wins, no losses, no setups whatsoever. Is this going to be a low base breakout down to 300? Break of that. Boring Friday for you guys, but also a great Friday. You're going to get a giveaway. Everybody who is in here, who has been in here, I'll post the link again so it just kind of populates to the bottom. Tradecaster giveaway. Follow the rules there. Fill out the form, and you will be entered in for a giveaway. Just mention in the little chat if you are a coffee drinker or not. I'll send you swag. If not, $100 value worth of stuff to your door. Hopefully we can get a pretty big group of people who will submit the form. I'm going to give you the weekend to fill out the form. Follow all the rules within that post, and you'll be able to get entered in for the giveaway. If you don't follow the rules, then you're not going to be entered into it. It is what it is. I'm giving you the weekend to figure them out. Follow them. I'll leave the stream live over the weekend, whatever, or the chat will still be available. You could go into the chat and click the link if you need it. If you go over to @PolicingPips on Instagram, you'll find the link in my bio up at the top. You just click that and click the link, and it'll take you right to the page. It's also one of the rules, so you got to follow me. If you don't have Instagram, just mention it in the forum, because that's just, I'll make it work for you. I'll include you. But I want to do the giveaway live on stream on Monday morning. I'm giving everybody the opportunity that's been here today, that was here Wednesday when we broke over that 50 plus viewer mark. I want to give those people that maybe couldn't make it today the opportunity to get involved. So I'm going to leave the link up until Monday. Until probably Sunday. Fill out the form, and then we'll do the giveaway live on stream, because I want to be transparent about it. I don't want anybody to be like, you picked the person. Personally, like I didn't want to do that. I want to make sure I put it in there, show it live, throw everybody's name on a wheel. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, click that link. Let's see if this is going to be that manipulation down here and rotate back up. Kind of feels like it might be the low for now. Didn't quite make it to 300. Possibly could get down into that area and then wick it. Or we're just going to continue to grind downside because people are just not in this market. Low volume Friday. Not a ton of good setups. You had a couple B setups for me. This would be okay. This one up here would have been okay. The breakdown of 78, like I said, and then a break of that wedge, because you could have technically been cheating that 78 level. It depends on your executions, though. I think I hear a monster coming. He's been running around making noises out there. I know everybody appreciates when he pops his head on the stream, says what's up, says hi to people, so I want to include it all. I know anybody who's been in here, like Jofi, who said earlier today he wasn't going to be able to make it later. Jardine Queen. I'm going to maybe hit over to Caesar's room and mention it up in there that we do. My young boy monster. There he is.
Love you.
Come here.
Love you.
All right. This is the type of monster I was talking about. I heard him running around outside. This is the kind of thing that you got to look forward to.
I love this.
All right, he loves this. Say hello to everybody.
That's your hat for waiting for you.
Okay, you leave it there. Say hello to everybody on the stream and say, if you want to enter the giveaway, click the link. Click the link. Yeah. That'll do it, right?
Yeah.
And enjoy your weekend, because it seems like we're not going to execute any trades because I didn't have a setup. Say no setups. Say it. Say no setups.
No setups.
No setups. There he is. Monster man. There's no coffee left, right? I ran out. Does it smell good?
Yes, but there is more coffee in there.
There is more coffee in there? A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
You can drink a little bit. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. See you.
Bye, guys. Say bye, traders. Bye, traders.
That's the monster that that I was mentioning. He popped in. He found his way into the room. He always finds his way in here. He loves to say hi to everybody who watches. He appreciates, if you're on YouTube, to click the like button. I know I heard him say that once before. Oh, yeah. Bunch of beautiful people in here. I'm going to give this away in there as well. Alrighty, 10 more minutes left in the stream. I've got no setups here today. I think I'm gonna probably take my money and run for the weekend. I posted the link out here for anybody who wants to be involved in the giveaway. Feeling gracious for hitting off on 50 viewers for the week, for the days, last few days, hitting off on 50. So anybody who wants to be involved over in the giveaway, you got to be a TradeCaster member. So if you're on YouTube, click the link, 7-day free trial, no skin off your back to become a member. You just need to push your username into that form so we can do the giveaway live on stream Monday morning, so I could spin the wheel. Spin the wheel and give out the coffee or anything that you want to have as far as swag is concerned. I'm going to do $100 worth of value, so it'll be worth your time. Once we can continue to keep giving this room more and more and more viewers, then there are going to be more and more giveaways. Like I said, I'm trying to make money trading. I want to provide value to people. I want to just continue to be out here every day possible, and the more people that come in and watch the stream, the better chances that I could be on every day, being here longer, just continuously being out here. Even on days like today where I executed no trades, I had 0 executions. I'm hoping that some of the stuff that I went over as far as why I didn't execute, or what it looks like, what possibly could come if you are a little bit more into taking some of these trades. I did show you the setups. I showed you what possibly you could get out of them. So maybe you take what you can get and leave, take what you can get out of it and execute those trades. Just do whatever works for you. But as far as me providing you value, like I said, I'm not a signal service, and I don't think anybody in TradeCaster considers them that. I think everybody here is looking to be providing value to our members and letting you learn how to make decisions on your own. So I'll provide levels, right? My levels that I work with. I talked through that key level earlier, that 17,478. That was my line in the sand. If we were holding above it, it's bullish. If we hold below it, it's bearish. Obviously, we wicked it, and we've been shorting ever since. It's just not, it's on a Friday. It's a day where I'm not looking to execute subpar setups. And for me, just being so far away from a previous day level, overnight level, and then approaching into VWAP, I didn't quite trust that this is going to give me my risk reward that I wanted to. Obviously, you could see it played out, but for me, for it to be a trade, it needs to have a couple more criteria. So like I said, I wanted to provide that outlook, but also at the same time, just because I don't enter doesn't mean you don't enter, right? It's just I tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'll give you good levels. I'll give you Just talking through what I see price action doing. I'll talk through the Mag 7 names, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, all that. I'll go into other stuff as well. What's up, Jofi? Welcome back. I'm glad you made it in. I know you were away this morning, but I posted the link there. Click it. Sign up for the giveaway. I'm going to end up doing the actual giveaway Monday morning because I want to give people that have come in here over the past week and people who have been here on a regular basis who maybe didn't get in here this morning for the stream to be able to click the link, get in there, set up their, I'm sorry, I was reading through one of the submissions. I appreciate it. Like I said, yeah, I'm just looking here to make sure that everybody who's been involved, either from the beginning or came in this week at some point and got our numbers up, to be able to get in on the stream and enter that giveaway. I know, Jofi, you're in Dubai. I'm gonna do my best to send you something if you win. I don't care where you are in the world. Enter the giveaway. Like I said, with the coffee, it's very difficult. I'm a whole bean person, but personally, it depends on if you have a grinder or not. Really, that's what it comes down to. If you want to buy a grinder, I would always recommend whole bean over ground because it's going to be fresher for longer. You're grinding what you want, what you're going to make at that specific time. If you don't have a grinder, you could always try out just regular ground coffee. I gotta see, like I said, if you're in Dubai, I gotta check on the shipping and the customs stuff when it comes to the coffee, because coffee is technically a food item, so it may get caught up. It tends to get stuck and cost a bunch. So if you put in the subject, just put giveaway or whatever. I know who's submitting it because that form only goes to just this giveaway, so I'll be able to. I know what it is. So just put anything in there. You could either put your username, you could put giveaway, you could put coffee. I don't know. Put anything you want in the message. But in the message, just put what you prefer. Maybe what you like about the stream or anything like that. And then if you prefer that you don't want to drink coffee at all and you just want some shirts and some hats, some mugs, then just put that in there as well. And I could just set up who's gonna. When they win, I could at least look through what your form submission says, and I could just send it over to you. If when you win, whoever wins, I will message you. I'll either email you or send you a DM or whatever, and then we'll figure out sizing and coffee preferences and stuff. I just like to have something in that message box to give me a general idea, and then I can recommend off that as well. So it's cool. Like I mentioned, we do stream every single day, aside from the days that we can't be here, right? Like I said yesterday, it would have just been no value to you at all for me to come on here and sleep because I worked from 2 p.m. till 6 a.m. and then I had to be back at work at 2. So I literally just slept for a few minutes and then went right back to work. So yesterday I would have provided you zero value except for maybe giving you an outlook on my levels, and that was that. There's plenty of streamers in here that were in here. I'm sure you were able to find yourself a nice little home for the day. Today, like I said, I'm in here. I'm talking through setups. I'm talking through levels. I'll give you some pointers onto how I price things in, how I don't price things in, like little things here and there on a day-to-day basis, on not just waiting for you to ask questions like a few people mentioned. Just I'm trying to give value even while I'm not executing, either hopefully to keep you in trades or get you out of trades or just give you good value on why things are moving or why I just didn't execute today, right? It's a good reason but why. It is 10:58. I normally stream to 11. Give me 2 seconds. I want to set something up real quick, and then I'm going to show you how to withdraw from Top Step. So just give me a minute. All right. So actually, the NQ just tagged off on 300. Just flushed through it. 17,300. It's good. Nice little flush there. If you're on YouTube, click the like button. If you're on the Tradecaster, oh, okay. If you're on Tradecaster, click the link. Go to the giveaway. Set everything up. I'm going to do the giveaway Monday morning. I'm giving people who have been here from the beginning, who were here Wednesday, who were here early today that maybe missed the link. I'm going to give them the weekend to come into the room, click the link, do it. I appreciate it. I see the submission. Thank you, brother. Yeah, like I mentioned, just follow the rules. Go to the forum, fill it out. I'll enter everybody's information on Monday into a little wheel, and I'll do it live on stream because I would do it tonight, but I'm going to be at work, and I don't want to be just doing it and then saying who won. I'd rather have it out there, spin the wheel, be fully transparent, and let everybody see who won the giveaway without, being any sort of eliminating any bias that somebody might say, oh, you gave it to this person or that person. I really have no qualms with who wins. I appreciate everybody who comes into the room. If you don't win on Monday, don't be sad. I will do giveaways very frequently, especially as our viewership grows. If I could average this 50 viewer mark plus on a weekly basis, I'm going to give away not just coffee. You might cry. It's okay if you cry a little bit because, everybody wants to win something. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that comes in here. You have a lot of ways that you can go and view and stream and learn how to trade. And for you to come into my room on a day-to-day basis, even if it's just to say hi, it keeps me company and it allows me to continue to do what I do as far as I want to be able to provide value, even if it's just, little things here and there that you could pick up. Because when I was learning, and I'm still learning, I think teaching helps me learn, but also at the same time, I wish I had something where somebody was just totally honest about what they were doing. Going over, seeing deck. That's why another reason I joined to stream on Tradecaster is because I just really appreciated his transparency and everything, and coming out and supporting his community the way he does. Kind of wanted to emulate that a little bit, but also put my own spin on it. Right, I am a little bit more low key. Not going to give you that crazy wild rip my shirt off kind of energy. If I hit off on like a trade where I'm pulling some big time money, if it's like I hit short and then the world blows up, then maybe you might get a shirt rip or something. But for the most part, I'm pretty even keeled either way, win or lose, and I just want to be able to tell you that that's really a valuable thing that you can learn from, as far as not letting your emotions get high or low either way. If you've played sports in any way, you kind of understand that value, right, of what emotions will do to you on, especially when it comes down to money. Everybody hates losing money, so the emotions are there for people. I took 0 trades today. You can see on the top of my screen, the balance is the same. No loss, no realized, no unrealized. Everything here, there's no executions. The only order I placed out was a buy order, and I canceled it. The big fat 0. The reason why I decided not to trade, obviously my setups just didn't come in. I kind of talked to it. This one would have possibly have been a potential entry, but I needed a little bit more from it for it to come in and just immediately reject. I mean, yeah, that's great, but it just didn't give me the opportunity to get my full setup to get in for that short. And the only other one that I was potentially considering, but it's just too far away from my levels that I wanted to execute on, was that I was talking about that the 17,478 level. I said if it holds below that, it's going to be short. If it works above it, it's going to be long. And I'll show you that reason why here on this chart. We'll go over to this chart here. I don't know if make sure I didn't fat finger it. Yeah. So that's that level right there. That 478.75 level. It has been a pretty key level for me longer term. Usually this is on 30, but I had it on the 5 for the NQ for the other level. So you can see It has played out in the past down into this February low. I really was interested in that being the line in the sand for today, right? The explosions in Iran, stuff like that. We flushed to lows, got no new news on it, rotated back up above it. Then we cleaned it up. Now we were looking to short it. That was the only reason I was really considering a short there. Otherwise, in general, I just didn't get a good setup. So without a good setup, there's no trade. Plain and simple. So that's where we're at with that. Big AK just popping in and out. I love it. I did drop the form into AK's room because I love his peoples and I appreciate his support all the time. So I know some of his people pop in and out of here as well. So I gave it to him. This guy's got new low of days on Meta and Nvidia. Everything's rolling over. Microsoft as well is looking to push back down into that 400 level. So that's a pretty key level as well. So let's go through this together. This will be a how to withdraw from Top Step. Since my stream is done for the day, 11 o'clock I get off. I'm not getting any executions. Unless we get to this overnight low in the next 5 minutes, I don't think I'm going to have a long opportunity. But you can see on our dashboard here, I'm going to try and pop it in here so you can see it. There we go. I may have to pull it off the screen to throw my bank information in there for you. But if you want to see your ability to be profitable on a funding firm like Top Step, you make a good day. This is your equity curve, right? My maximum loss limit is now $0. The original buffer is $2,000, right? So on the 50K account, anything over $2,000, I just want to kind of take it out week to week, pay myself for doing well over the last few weeks. You could go monthly and say at the end of the month, I'm going to withdraw whatever, but I kind of just want to show you what it takes to get this. So I will give you a payout request. You could pick two different types of payouts, either a WISE payout or an ACH transfer. It's kind of just up to you on which way you want to go. Sometimes it's a little slow in the back end. I'm going to guess also on Fridays, it tends to be a little bit more crowded in the payout area. Like I said, this is your payout method. I do that. You could see all of this once you've correctly submitted your stuff. They'll initiate the payout to your bank, allow 2 business days for them to process it, followed by 5 to 7 days, depending on your bank, to reflect the funds in your account, right? So you just do all this and you click your payout amount, how much you want to get paid, and go from there. I'm just going to show you the WISE version as well. Oh. As I mentioned, Top Step is back end here is sometimes a little slow. Microsoft looking like it wants to crack that 400. If it does flush that 400, maybe we do get a little flush of the low. Get down to this overnight low here today. Still waiting. So this is the WISE account. Make sure you create a WISE account. Once you've submitted the form, you'll receive an email outlining the steps. Yada, yada, yada. And they pretty much pay immediately through the WISE transfers and all of that. So I go ACH transfer. I'm going to just move that over for you. And you'll see that they do pay out. They are a reputable company. I do not have any affiliation with them, although I would like to partner with Top Step in order to give you the opportunity to get some combines, right? So I want to take out $800. Give me $800 this week. My trader dashboard has 5 winning days recorded with at least $200 for this payout request. Yes. The payout request does not exceed 50% of my current account balance. Yes. This is your first payout bank tax change. Complete the following forms before we can process your request. I will fill out these forms. That you accept these. Undersigned going account cannot go below 0. And I understand profits need to be transferred out of my account before Top Step sends any funds. Any losses incurred from trading in your account after submitting this payout request may void the payout request and require you to submit another payout request for an amount that does not exceed 50% of the account balance. right? So pretty much states that if you go below that 50%, if you decide to trade today, tomorrow, Monday, whenever it decides to not clear out of your account, and you dip below that, then you will no longer receive the payment and you'll have to fix it, right? So I'll upload all these things and hit submit, and then we'll go from there. Just need to do that off screen so I don't get my bank account stolen from all you people on YouTube. And then my number here. Give me a second. Just entering some bank account information here so I don't get that taken from us here. Account numbers. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm just trying to look for an ID picture because for some reason that needs my ID. Just got to make sure everything is good on it. Oh, I think I put it on the wrong spot. Image of ACH or wire transfer information. Just trying to figure out this thing here. State ID, there we go. Put that there. And then all EU accounts should be IBAN, not country-specific codes, not providing corresponding bank. Image of ACH or wire transfer. I guess that's what they want. I don't know. Just want to show you the correct stuff here. Making sure all of my information lines up correctly with Top Step. This is my first withdrawal with this account, so I got to do all this. They just emailed me a link, so I got to see what that says. think pushing down towards that overnight low. Okay. All right. Looks like everything should be good. Has been verified. Cool. Cool. Let's just make sure my email is correct. Bang, bang. Okay, signed. Great. You're done. Good. Okay, we'll come back into here so you can see it. Got my information. Whatever. You can see it. I don't care. Coming out of this $2,000, we're going to take $2,800. We're going to take $800 of it, and we're going to submit the payment. Great work. Your payout request was successfully submitted, and a confirmation email will be sent to your email box. When I actually get it to hit my account, I will show you that as well, just to show some full transparency here. I appreciate it. Same to you, AK. Everybody have a great weekend. I will see you all come Monday. Hopefully we could all do the same thing again next week and have a little fun taking some more withdrawals. So if you guys have not submitted that form for the giveaway, head over to the link and fill it out. Go over to the Instagram, do what you got to do, and then we'll do the giveaway come Monday morning. This is this account. Come Monday morning, we will do the wheel and give away all of the giveaway stuff. And then we'll continue to push ourselves as we grow the accounts, as we grow the viewership. We will continue to do giveaways, continue to do everything. I think once again next week, the only day I won't be streaming is Thursday. So Monday through Wednesday and then Friday, we will be on stream 8:30 to 11. Absolutely. I'll go save the city Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. So every day this week we'll be here. I will talk to you guys all. Have a great weekend. Until next week, peace out.